easy down. This boat has originally it had a 16-inch transom here to it, but we built it up an extra 5 inches, my dad did, when the first wood transom rotted and he replaced it. Because when he was driving along at high speed with the old Mariner, and you cut it off quick, you get this backwash that would always come up over the lower transom. This higher one didn't do that. I mean, all he did was put a new piece of wood in here, and he didn't cut out this spot. And it worked great. And since his outboard was a long shaft anyway, it was fine. I'm going to keep this taller transom height because I want a little more protection from backwash coming in. I want to keep more of the wave break from crashing and splashing over in the rougher water, and this is my rough water boat. I do have a flat bottom on the other side of the yard, a 14-foot, nice wide flat bottom, but I can't handle rough water in that. It's way too hard on my back to crash on the waves all day. This boat with that deep V is my wave boat. This is the one we're going to get set up and take into Lake Michigan, take up to Torch Lake to the big waters. Hey, honey. Now, this boat here, you can see some of these rivet marks. I have them marked where they were leaky. We put the boat in down to Englewright Lake, and I just sat around with the marker and marked all the rivets that looked wet. Some of them you could see the water trickling in pretty good. And I mean, within 20 minutes, we had an inch of water in the back of the boat. Well, we had an inch of water across the whole boat at that point. So I have 58 rivets that we drilled out from underneath, and we're going to be replacing all of those. I bought some rivets and a rivet tool. And we ripped the seats out because, well, I need to get back to those rivets underneath. But also, these seats are missing a lot of the old flotation foam. It's just kind of fallen apart over the years. Some of it's been gnawed on. This one had some kind of critter burrow in there real good over the years, and it's all hollow all the way across this thing. So there's a lot of flotation missing out of here, and that's your emergency flotation. If you are to swamp the boat, this is what keeps the boat with the outboard and your gear kind of afloat even when it's full of water. So I'm going to be repairing all of this foam. I'm going to put a solid piece of aluminum under the bottom of these, rivet it down before I put them back on so the foam doesn't fall apart anymore. We're going to replace all of those 58 bad rivets, put the seats back on, and I got some hardware that we need to add for mounting some fishing rods. We're going to be putting some braces across the sides in a few more spots. All in all, this boat is going to see its life again. It's going to get a second wind. This is a bluefin boat. I thought it was maybe from the 60s or 70s, based on its design and style. I believe Bluefin was actually owned by Starcraft, and sometimes they made boats under the Bluefin label, or it's confusing how it goes back and forth, and there's not really any records of Bluefins for the most part. Not the older style like this. But I did see a date here. Here, if you can see that, it's upside down, but it says 1974. That's on the inside of the seat mounting bracket. So I'm assuming, and I think that's as good a guess as I got, that this boat is a 1974, or that it was built in 74 to be sold in 75 maybe. So I'm trying to figure out what its horsepower rating is on this boat. A 14-foot boat, aluminum style like this, can be rated for anywhere between 15 and 40 horsepower depending on the construction style. I'm trying to determine where in that spectrum this falls. I'm guessing it's probably somewhere on the lower to mid end, but I don't want to overweight the back of this boat, so that's something I got to try and figure out yet. Alrighty, so I've got to get going on those seats. That'll be the first part that I catch up on here now. It's getting dark and I can't rivet outside. Plus, it takes 2 people to rivet like that, and it's just me today. Let's go inside. Who turned out the lights? There we go.